Wow, we greet you. Thank you so much for making time to join us on Mtembei TV. We are once again very excited to come your way, and apologies, we are not able to come live on Facebook as usual. There are some issues that we are dealing with, which will be sorted, I believe, by tomorrow. So today we are limited to using YouTube channel only. And so we encourage you to try and invite as many as you can on this particular platform so that we can get into the discussion. The link is right now on the comments, and you can use it to get into the studio and let us get talking. Once again, it's unfortunate we can't go live on Facebook as at now, but we will do that as soon as we sorted out the issue that is bringing hiccups. And that is why we have not been able to come live here, both yesterday and the day before. But we thank God that we'll use the YouTube channel to be able to converse. And so use that link in the comments, and you will be able to get into the studio and you'll be able to discuss. I trust you are keeping well. The political issues are happening fast, but I know that whichever way this nation is on the verge of a breaking forth, which I believe that will be for the greater good. And so in the course of the push and pull and all manner of claims, counterclaims, accusation, counter accusations, at the end of the day, we'll agree this is our land, and we believe that our land will not go to the dogs. We will make it even as is ordained to. And so let's make it, ensure that you join and invite somebody to join right now. The link is in the comments. You'll click on the link and you are in studio, and we will be talking one to another. I'm happy that you are watching. Wherever you are, please keep sharing and invite somebody to participate in this. Baba takes Nairobi by storm. UDAs in Kirinyaga. Oka playing hard to get or are taken. What do you predict in what is going on, especially in the Oka house? Different signals, different indications. It seems like everybody is on their own, yet they are together. And so we don't know which is which. But we believe all shall work well. So how was Baba and the prayers in Soweto, and then taking Jacaranda by storm? Mambo yanaenda vipi? Nairobi na wenyewe ama bado inanyakuliwa? Haya, njoo tuongee wote ambao mnaweza kuingia katika studio. Leo samahani, hatutaweza kuingia kwa Facebook channel. Huko na mshikili huko, lakini unashughulikiwa. Kwa hivyo tunajaribu kuenda kwa YouTube peke yake, na kama haiendi basi tutakwama hapo, lakini kwa sasa hivi tunataka kuzungumza hapa. Haya, karibuni kila mmoja, hakikisha kwamba unaingia. Hiyo linka ndio unatumia kuingia kwa studio, alafu tutajadiliana, tusikie maoni yako na unavyoona inji inaenda vipi, na hii inji tunaiponya ama tunaendelea kutia chumvi katika kidonda. katika mambo ya siasa na masuala tofauti. Thank you, all of you. We are glad that you are watching. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Please, let's keep inviting one another. Let's ensure that we are gathering again to see to it that we do what we are required to do. A man has to do what he has to do. So let's be here. Let's talk. I'm waiting for you to get into studio, and then we begin to interrogate one another. But generally, so far so good, in my opinion. Baba was in Nyeri the other day, and the reception is overwhelming. The strategic approach is impressive. I know that we have naysayers on the same, but all in all, everything that is worthwhile is requires that you give it your best. You keep attempting until you win. So let this thing build up. Azimio la Umoja, then the UDA, Unity, Fraternity, was also in Msambweni the day before, on yesterday, yes, and they were working out the what they are calling the unity of the country through a political party. And so you notice these are two different ideologies. There is the unity of the country based on the founding values of our founding fathers of this nation, their aspiration and their vision and their dream for the country. Then there is a push and pull for a new unity front that does not regard where we are coming from. It only focuses on where we are going, and it doesn't want to hear anything on history. All they want is, let's have one political party that everybody must ride on that political party, and that is how they want to achieve unity, by the political party that they are calling National Party. And so you notice that although we are both talking about unity, the premise upon which we are asking for that unity is it remains to be, it leaves a lot of questions other than answers, and it's crazy. But let's keep going. Let's keep going. Invite somebody. It seems that you are stuck on the 10 people who are viewing. Make sure that you are sharing the link. You're inviting guys to join, and let us talk. I'm waiting for Patriot. He has information he would love to share, and I'm sure that we will go through properly. Oh God, yes. So let's stick in there. You have not seen the link. The link is in the comments. The link is the comment. Click on it and get into the studio, and let us talk. Let us talk. Let us talk. There is much more at stake, even as we go about the current political situation in the country. These Oka guys have, are pushing on with their campaign that are sending different signals, different directions at the same time. So how far will they go with what they are doing, and how well will they make, how much good will they make with what they are attempting to do? I would love to hear that from you. Eric Marcia, thank you. We are sorry. It's not laziness. Thank you. But thank you. It's not laziness. Once I've been away from the studio, I was climbing the mountain with Baba. I had a special assignment away from the studio, and so it's been very difficult to connect. And then the last 3 days it's been impossible to connect, leave alone difficulty, because there are some issues with the Facebook channels. And so we are sorting that out so that we resume our daily and early broadcast. That's why we are even late today. And I came back today from the mountain, and I believe that we will be here and make this happen. So relax, Eric. I've had your complaint, and it is taken well. I will improve. Pray for grace upon me to keep coming and ensure that we keep the show going. In the meantime, let us try. Those who can come to the studio, we talk. Please, let's do. I'll be here like an hour's time, and then we close until our other channels are opened up. You know, we usually go on 3 channels at the same time, but now we are only on one. That's YouTube channel, and that's why you see things are a bit slow, but nothing is impossible. So click on the link, get in the studio, tell us what you think. Are we winning? Are we losing? Is the country moving forward or going backward? Like I have always noted, it is very important that at this point in time, we push this country to the next level. We can't go back anymore. So let's do everything in our power to see to it that we are right where we are supposed to be, no matter what is at stake at this point in time. So when you get us, please share that link. Share that link, and then as you share that link, it will help bring somebody into the studio or wherever they are, and we'll have a good discussion. So in the meantime, let us ensure that we remain focused and keep pushing. This country must be made, must be well established on the right path in order for this nation to take off and be what is required to be. And so don't relent. Nobody's coming into the studio. What's happening? I'm waiting for you guys. Are you not seeing the link? Use the link, get into the studio. Use the link, get into the studio. And when you're right into the studio, we will be able to converse. We will be able to engage. If it remains a monologue, then there's no need for the same. So let's do the necessary. Let's do the necessary. Let's do the necessary, and then move on. Let's do the necessary. Who is out there? I've seen Eric. Who else? The rest are incognito. Show up. We're waiting for you. We are waiting for you. Make sure that you show up. Make sure that you show up. Okay. All right. Okay. Who is that? Is anybody blocked? All right. Come in, everybody. Let us engage. Who is the king of Nairobi politics? Is it Baba or UDA? What do you think? Oh my. Mm-hmm. Well, it seems you guys are shying off the studio, and that means we will need to get out of here and go come back when you are ready to come to the studio. Or is there a problem with the link? If you're having problem joining, please let me know so that we can adjust. But I think we are good to go. We're good to go. We are good to go. We are good to go. Let us keep going. How is our politics doing? How are our politics doing? Okay. Let me see if I find a feed to keep us on in the meantime as I wait for. Okay. Thank you guys for joining. All right. Okay, thank you. Polycarp, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
You are welcome. Patriot, how are you today?
I'm fine, Bernard. Thank you for.
Glad to see you after a long time.
It's nice being here.
It's been ages.
Thank you, Bernard. We are back.
It's good. Thank you. So, Polycarp.
Yes, please.
Yes, talk to me. How are you looking at Kenya and her politics?
It is quite interesting, and actually, Kenya is taking its own shape of politics. Yeah.
Okay, is the right shape or the wrong one?
Definitely the right shape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which one is that?
The right shape
the
is
yellow, the orange, the green.
Definitely the orange. Why do you go for the green?
You want? I wouldn't even take that from you. Okay, give us reasons why you think everybody should go orange.
Number one.
Yes.
The yellow told us to get out and go and campaign. And we started campaigning. Indeed, where I thought could be his bedroom is coming to realize it's not even his kitchen.
Hakuna koridogo.
Hakuna.
Hey.
Eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Truth be told, we started in a low pace, and no one believed that Raila could climb the mountain. Indeed, he's climbing it. He's penetrating like a cancer into the heart of the mountain. And it is still early. Coming March next year, you'll believe me, everyone will be singing Baba. I stand to be corrected.
Prophet, we are the believers.
So when you look at it, to be honest, when you look at it, DP currently, wherever he went up to his home, everyone was like heckling at those who he thought could be his best supporters. When he was in Nandi, you saw what happened. When he came to Eldoret, Mishra, you saw what happened. How do you expect a leader, wherever you go, those of whom you have for the past 10 years actually, people are heckling at them? Yeah. And if things goes well, we hope everything will be fine. And we as youths, to truth be told, we need not to be cheated by truth lie. Ile yenye tunadanganywa tu na unaona unadanganywa, but we follow you because we want you. Eh? If it is wrong, we say wrong. If it is right, we say right. And we should not wait to be led into the worst direction. Number one, you've seen what DP is doing around. He's saying, actually, it is very funny for a deputy president to say that he has never started campaigning. He's walking around to inspect what the government has in the project of the government.
That he has said is not part of.
Yes. Number two, when you look at our economy, I'm sorry to say this, but it is the truth. Our currency, what is the currency of Kenya in relation to the United States dollars?
Okay, I've not checked, but should be. Is it 105 or 110?
No, we are at 110.
Yay.
If I'm not wrong, I'm here to be corrected. You see, somebody once said a lot of cash that he peddles around makes our economy to go down. And indeed, if at all it cannot be stopped, before the next year election, our currency equivalent to US dollars will be almost like Uganda and Tanzania currency. Our economy will be dropping before the New Year's election. Mark me, you will look for me and call me over this if at all is not stopped. Yeah, thank you.
It's okay, thank you. Let's keep engaging and keep sharing the truth. The lies will collapse, the truth will stand.
Thank you.
Patriot, you're welcome.
Thank you, Bennett. I was out of the city for some time, and apparently you were aware the internet was very unfair for me. But I'm happy I'm back. Really, it's been a long while. So I want to dive straight to today's topic, and probably shed a few lights here and there on what we have discovered and what we have not discovered. Let's do a dissectomy here, and open up a few Pandora boxes for people to see what could be lying inside some of these boxes that have not been opened, some that might not be authenticated for opening. But since we have a few access of this information, I think it's high time we share this. I happened to take a walk to the mountain, when Baba went there the other day. I decided to do a feasibility study of how the mountain looks like with Baba. I looked at the climate, I looked at the entire trajectory, the dynamics in relation to the geographical features of the mountain. The roads are good. The weather was awesome. And then what was conspicuously observed is the absence of heavy sunshine whenever Baba, visits our place. I'm doing this in comparison to what had happened in Tanzania, because when Baba was in Tanzania, I happened to be there. For a while, Tanzania had not received any rain. Yeah, we observed rain there, but we didn't take that to be anything until we comparatively saw the same thing in Mount Kenya. For some of us who are a bit superstitious, and Africans for that matter, when a big leader or an important person or an important event happens in the region or in the village, the rain speaks. It is only the voice of the rain that speaks volumes to those who might not have ears. They cannot forget that they rain for shelter. You know, they will know, because even those who don't have ears, when the rain comes, they are told, I mean, they can see people running. They run for shelter. Those who don't have eyes, they will feel the rain. So the rain has been a very important common denominator in people's in the people's Azimio, or the entrance of Baba wherever he goes. An observation that I think would be explained in the long run what it means. So when I was in Mount Kenya, the rain, we had quite a reasonable level of rain. We really had a good time at Mount Kenya. That is you call it Nyeri Sports Club. We had a very nice dinner there. We were entertained. Baba had it. It was the day for Baba. The people danced. We listened to country music. We listened to the local music that spoke volumes. People spoke in parables. It was great. But the most important thing that I want to let people know for sure, Baba is making serious inroads in Mount Kenya. And trust me, it is not gimmick. It is real. We also, saw what happened at Dedan Kimathi ground at the university. It was crazy. You saw people, and for those who understand the culture of the mountain, when the women of the mountain speak, it means the men must hear. If you understand the history of the Agikuyu, or the people from the mountain, the origin and the history of the Agikuyu is associated with the women. It is the 9 women that we know. We have no story, or the history does not depict, much of their fathers. We know about the women. So our focus from a political scientific assessment was much focused on what women said. I was moved, to the extent that I even had to share my little coins that I had with one of them. She danced so well and passed a message to me that I was able to pick. I found myself so excited, went to my pocket.
Patriot, we are losing you. The dance was moving one until it took you away. Polycarp, are you there? Polycarp is also running away. Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate all of you that are joining. Please, let's keep joining. Let us get into the studio. Let us discuss our politics and making this Kenya great, and ensuring that it lives to its great potential that our founding fathers anticipated, is one of the greatest achievements we can ever make happen. That meaning that we are established as a nation, and a nation that is coherent, a nation that is building itself up into a phenomenal move whereby people are into each other and they are seeking the best of each other. There is enough in this country for all of us. Nobody needs to lose for you to gain. You just need to make sure that you are relating with the rest of Kenyans rightly. You will get what belongs to you. So don't need to fight everybody, kick everybody. I believe when this nation is put on the right path, it will be good for all of us. And that's why we want everybody on board to ensure that whatever contribution you can make to make Kenya a better place, you don't hold it back. Thank you very much. For those of you that are coming in, please make sure that you are in and you are participating in inviting more people to watch the link. Unfortunately, we can't get our Facebook guys. Tatusamee, tutarudi, usijali, tutarudi by kesho. I'm sure we'll have sorted out what is the problem with Facebook and will be full house. But today, tuko jicho moja patala ya jicho tatu, so relaxini, tutasoti maneno. So Patriot, katika wakati ulikuwa unakata denzi, hebu tueleze mambo ilikuwa vipi?
Well, sorry for that. So I was saying we had a very nice party at Mount Kenya Sports Club. That is Nyeri Sports Club. There was a lot of fun. There was bumper and color. Baba spoke to us candidly. People listened. People were so excited. Going past midnight, that was exciting. I almost thought we were in Nyanza. That was quite exciting and very interesting. So my observation is the Mount Kenya people are honestly and genuinely coming to support Baba. The youth of the mountain are really, coming back to where they belong. They have a very, very, interesting excitement, and for any serious observer, you can actually see the new trajectory that by the time we are going to the new year, probably the mountain will be already half shared between Baba and UDA. Something else I wanted to mention here is that for sure it is worrying to UDA to see how the road is getting smoother. In fact, they are saying Baba should actually climb the mountain using slippers. That's the new talk. He should not have any worry on how he's going to climb. Let him just use his slippers. Slippers means it is a ground that is not slippery. That means he can go any style. He was given a stick to support himself if he has to continue going to the peak. The Azimio la Umoja has gotten into the heads of Mount Kenya. Trust me, there are new formations that are coming up, which will really excite the country. There are organizations that are coming up, like the Daughters of the Mountain for Baba. There will be another one, I'm told, that is also coming up from the mountain that will be called Sons and Daughters for Baba's Democracy. There's a lot. The Young Mount Kenya, they are called the Young Mount Kenya Foundation investors, quite a lot of them. And I will tell you, hatujaanza campaign. Baba has not started the campaign. And if there's anybody who has been thinking that Baba is campaigning, in fact, Baba has just been walking around. He's been moving around to get ideas of whether he should be a candidate or not. And things are getting different. The most discerning thing, the most interesting observation that I also made is the kind of attributes that is now cropping out. The way the designers of the caps and the scarves and the dressing code of the supporters of Baba. If you come from the mountain, you just use your cape. Let R be there, and you join the group. You come from. We are going to admit all colors. It's Azimio la Umoja. You come your way as long as you support Baba. Just identify pick the R, put it on your T-shirt. You are good to go. That's the way it's going, and it's quite exciting. And the bus has been, refurbished. It has been refarmed back. The mechanical, condition that was worrying the people wanted to use the bus, that has been now put into order. We are going to see buses and other formations joining us. So as I think Raila and Baba is not going to use school buses, he's going to use the bus. The bus is already there and it comes from the mountain. That's quite exciting. So personally, if you have to ask me, uh, if there is any moment that Baba was excited, if there is any moment that Baba will live to remember, is the way he climbed the mountain this weekend. The meeting in Nyeri was exciting. You could see how he came in with excitement to the Luo night, and immediately, I think he didn't even want to sleep. Today morning, Sunday, of course, he was already in the church, and the kind of reggae he danced at the youth, Congress. I'll use that if you may like the youth Congress in Nyeri. My goodness, Baba danced reggae and he was chewing gum. He can actually scale the stairs. He can get up the stairs chewing the gum without biting his tongue. I was so surprised that Baba will do that very comfortably. So I'll tell you, Baba hajaanza campaign. We are here. We will see things and our worry has always been the mountain. So for sure, Bernard, it is exciting. Anybody who saw that, they will tell you things have changed. In fact, the mountain has become so flat. I'm telling you, it is interesting. It's not a mountain anymore. If you're going to a place that was called a mountain and you're using your slippers, is that a mountain anymore? I don't think so. In fact, when I went there, I saw the excitement. I almost thought I'm in Kisumu. It was exciting. It was good. People are honest. Those who had gone to UDA, they have genuinely come back. They have said, yes, the caps that we are using in UDA, we will retain them, but we will change the R. Because the Azimio la Umoja says, come the way you are, because the house is big. Wewe kuja tu, bora wewe ni wababa, kula huko, kura hapa. So that's what is happening. And I will tell you, it is interesting. Thank you, Bernard. Back to you.
Thank you for the full update. I'm happy. I'm excited that things are falling in place. Polycarp.
Yes, please.
Hii injili unaiamini ama unaidoubt?
Bernard, no doubt. Just imagine.
Yes.
Waking up today and you find someone in the mountain putting R, a cape, on his head. Do you still have doubts?
No doubt. The mountain is climbed completely.
Actually, there is nothing remaining. They should only visit Janus. Actually, what I would request, the mountain should walk down to the lake and tell watu wa lake, mwambie sisi tumekubali. Kama nyinyi bado mnafikiria the otherwise, it is upon you. You see
this is living our dream, huh?
That is our prayer, but you see, still we need to work hard. Not only we will not only base our votes on the mountain and the lake only, but it should be workable in such a way it's supposed to be inclusive. Almost all part of the country should come to know, because actually, if at all we don't, if Raila doesn't strategize himself very well, Okoa is also here, and it's not a joke, definitely. I want to tell you for a fact. People can decide otherwise and say, Baba has stood several times, we want to try a new people. And it can change everything. And the laughters that we've been having can turn into tears. Like, it's like you're courting a lady and other men are also courting, and you feel like you've already won. You've already bought some dowry you want to go and take. Before you take them, unafika kwa mzee anakwambia we are sorry. Ishalipiwa. You see that?
Utachota maji kwa wedding.
Definitely. You will cry, but traditionally there is nothing that you'll do, because once a woman has already been paid for the dowry, she's gone. That
Okay.
is true. Yeah.
I I I I I get your point.
Yeah.
But no serious thinking Kenyan would want
Hmm.
to abort the process of making Kenya great.
Definitely.
So the other players who would want to frustrate that, they have misplaced priorities.
Hmm.
And no politics is such that you don't always end up where you want to end up. It forces you to end up where you're supposed to end up. And so these people who are trying to say that they have options, when the options begin to reduce, you will see
Uh,
everybody gravitating where they are supposed to be. And at the end of the day, I believe by now Kenyans know who is lying, who is telling the truth. And if Kenyans wants the truth, they know where to go. If they want the lies, they know where to go. So it's nothing to explain to anybody, including the most semi-literate people in the village. They know who is lying, they know who is telling the truth. Let me, before I come to you, respond to Ondiek. Dennis Ondiek, thank you so much for waiting on us. You say, where have we been? Yes, we have been around. We have been around. We are scaling the mountain. So relax. We are happy we are back. We'll be full studio tomorrow and the rest of the week, ensuring that we update you on what is latest. We have had issues with our channels the past 3 days. That is why we have not been on the live feed. But I'm sure you're getting the other videos that are being uploaded. And so the channel is not dormant. The information is around. Make good use of it. Thank you so much. So those of you that are still wanting to get into the studio, please do. I will not stay long because we are only on one channel. The other people will give us trouble if we stay here alone. We need to be on all the three channels. So Polycarp, can you finish your submission so that we move forward?
um. Okay, Bernard. There are a lot to be to be done. I tell you for a fact, and for Baba to win it, even type kind of the politics. Actually, that one has really drastically changed. But we still need to do a lot. Those of whom he walks around with should also limit on whatever they speak, because you know your words that you speak will be used against you. And politicians are so funny. We can just be talking like this, then he picks only a single thing. Anasema si unasikia chenye nilisema. I'm sorry to refresh back from what Unet said when they were in Kisi. Almost costed him, right? And to him, he was just happy. You see that? And currently, I like the politics of Baba. There was a day they were in media, then one of the journalists tried to ask a question, and Net told him, no, that one is not for here. But Baba told him, no, keep quiet, I'll handle it. And he did handle it in a very amicable way. Yeah? Number two, what I also want to add, though I've never been to forum before, so I don't know what has been discussed earlier. What I wanted to add, you see, currently, irrespective, we have the deputy president. But the president has been working alone. I really sympathize with him and empathize, both sympathizing and empathizing. Because the president is just alone. You see, even when his duty, yeah, kuenda ku close devolution, what have you, he wasn't there. Unaona? But all in all, president find himself very comfortable as the president. Actually, he feels like he's a president for the past since 2018. and he can have command on some of the decisions that he makes, in which previously for the past 5 years in his first term wasn't there. And I'm sorry to say, if at all, the kind of leadership that was being done by the first 5 years, which was being done by deputy, because he said he's the one who was running the country in the first 5 years, let's give an attempt of giving now 10 or 5, now is now the president. Where do you think we will be? Very terrible. If I put my statement right, very terrible. So as youths, we also need to think wisely, irrespective. The truth and the uongo is easy to separate, but sometimes we also need to engage a serious talk with other colleagues as well.
I
I
agree with you.
Yeah, and
I agree with you. But the options are unlimited. Number one,
yes,
unlimited in the sense that they tell between who is reliable than the other is clear. Secondly, is what are you offering? Okay, you telling me you will take care of this, you will take care of this, you will take care of this. How? Okay.
actually, that
Uh,
is what I was coming to.
so the running of the mouth without the underlying principle of what will make that happen, it is not selling anymore. And
That is
this is a political mistake, a very good political mistake of trying to win a new election with an old strategy. Okay.
true.
We lied in 2013, it worked. We lied in 2017, it worked. We will lie in 2022, it will work. No, you don't repeat a
Yeah,
tactic in
that,
politics
that,
and expect
that
to
is
get the same results.
that is where I was coming to. When you look at
Uh,
the yellow team,
mm.
it brings a
Now,
blanket.
before we go to the yellow team, just 1 minute. Martins Wilson, thank you so much for worrying about us. He said, I thought UDA wamekukujia. Sijakujiwa, niko. Tulikuwa Nyeri. Usijali, tuko hapa. Watu wa UDN ni marafiki zetu, hawezi kutufanya chochote. Tutawashinda tu, alafu watakubali. So relax. Thank you. I'm happy to see you too. Let's please continue engaging each other, especially on the chats, and see to it that you keep inviting guys. I see the number is rising. Let's keep it going. Let us make sense out of this before our time run out. Thank you very much, Martins Wilson. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's keep going. Anasema baba ameweza na UDA imewezwa kabisa. Sawa sawa, Martin. Polycarp, unakubaliana na Martin?
Definitely. As I wanted to say, when you look at UDA, DP is giving a blanket of promises in which you will not pinpoint and say, this is what he said he will do. I like strategy of Baba. He says when he goes to mountain, he says that this is where agriculture is being done. We will have factories being opened. You see that, by opening only factories itself, most of the graduates who are on the street will definitely get somewhere to be. For the graduates who are accountants, will get maybe a factory as an accountant. For those who did engineering in one way or the other, they will get some jobs. But we're seeing bottom up, but bottom up is not simplified into the simplest form in which the common mwananchi can understand. You see that? But we youths, we also sing bottom up. And if you ask me about the bottom up as a UDA follower, I will not tell you. I will only sing bottom up. Baba is making a true submission whereby he says factories, roads, agriculture, in which if at all it doesn't deliver, it is very easy for people to ask him, you promised us this, where is it? You see that? You promised us this, where is it? You promised us this, where is it? So all in all, with my submission, I still stand with the kind of the politics that he does. And again, what he used to be is not the current Baba. Yule wa kurusha maneno every now and then. He has left to the other party kukasirika kila wakati. Yeah, so he has taught us again, another thing that I'm learning from the current politics, that you don't need to be extremely arrogant to win the heart of people. And you don't need to be extremely. Mutai Ngugi says there was a competition between a wind and sun. And the sun asked the wind, there was a man who was walking, who was in a robe, and told him, when we test our strength, mwenye atamfanya huu mzee atoe robe yake ndiye atakuwa na nguvu. The wind came, blew very hard, but the old man continued holding on his robe. Then its turn came and disappeared. The sun came. It provided very strong heat. Nakuja pole pole. Mzee started sweating and he had to look for a place to sit. When you compare the two, DP seems to be like the wind. Very, very fast, but doesn't want to he wants things very fast. He doesn't want to know the better consequence of how he will win the heart of the others. You see, like the sun comes slowly in a bit in a favorable manner, but later on, whatever he wants to achieve is to win whatever they have agreed to win. He compares the two and says the current politics that Raila plays is that one of the wind. I mean, that one of the sun, rather than that one of the wind, which is very strong for some few minutes and disappears, and its effect cannot be felt. It will cause destruction, obvious, but the desired effect will not be achieved.
I couldn't agree any better. I couldn't agree any better, because it is clear that Baba is playing a different ball game.
Bernard,
yes. Yeah.
Sorry for interjection. Polycarp might be playing into our lack of concentration. Let him repeat that statement first before you convert. There's something he said, and I think he's happy that you didn't observe it. Can he repeat the last statement first? Because I think you didn't pick what he said. Please let him repeat that, and he's laughing. Polycarp, repeat your last statement.
I gave a story of a wind and the sun. You see? And what I said, the sun rays, when we wake up in the morning, everyone longs to be at the sun. There was a competition between the wind and the sun, who will make an old man to remove his robe. The wind started, blew very hard. The old man hold on his robe. You see that? It never let it go. When the sun came, as it started bit by bit, Mzee could be still on his robe, but it reaches a point where now it was going to be so strong until he removes the robe, find a shelter. You get that? Later on, they came to realize that the sun won, while the wind, which was behaving so furiously, thinking that as strong as it is, it could make the old man to remove his robe, definitely lost. I don't know. Maybe you can quote of whatever you wanted me to repeat so that I can repeat it.
No, Polycarp, you're just playing funny. Listen, what you are saying, I know the story. I am aware I'm aware of the proverb. I'm aware of the simile. I'm aware of the literature that you're trying to employ here. I'm just being democratic, and I'm being kind. That you repeat exactly what you said, and I don't mind you,
playing the card you're playing, but I just wanted you to use your own words because I don't want to hit you without being very clear on what you say. But don't confuse me. Just say, finish what you have said. I've heard you. My question is this then. My question is this, Polycarp.
Yes, yes.
Did I hear you right saying that the energy of Baba is compared to the wind? Then
No,
correct
no,
it.
to the sun. To the sun.
Okay, now,
Yes.
now what I want to say, when you go back to this video, all right, later,
Yes. Yes.
you must have done that without knowing. You actually said Baba's energy is compared to the wind. Actually, you'll actually get that. That's why I wanted you to repeat. That's what you
Okay.
said on your last statement. Yeah, now I get it. Thank you.
No,
That's
I
good,
meant
that's good.
maybe you're confused, but I meant to
I
the
had
sun.
it. I had it. He said and corrected himself in the same breath. So that's where you missed it. But it's okay. That's what I was saying. That for long, Baba's politics has been associated to be reaction. Okay, but of late, he's not reacting. He's not responding. He's playing his own card at his own pace with well thought out outcome. And that is very, in my opinion, very mature and very healthy for our politics. Because when politics is played like chess and it calls for deep thinking, it will always have stability. But when it remains shallow and it's all explosive, it's throwing of words around, it can only create confusion, which we don't need in this country. And I'm happy that what's happening is happening. Let those that want to learn whatever they must learn. And those that want to continue pretending to need to learn, school will not close because you have refused to learn. There are students that will learn. I want to appreciate Martins Williams. Thank you. Wycliffe Machora. You say, though people from the mountain are being controlled by women in terms of politics, money, inheritance, leadership as well, it seems to be they have a big say. Okay, you think so? Otieno Wycliffe say DP is playing dangerous politics by profiling the Luo community, which is not good for our country. I agree. You don't need to make anybody look bad for you to look good. I find that to be uncalled for. UD attacking institution means they are panicked of losing elections come 2022. True. Millie Athiambo, how are you? Sisi hatupangi hatupankwikwi. I don't know what that is.
No, they said they were saying this way, Bernard. Wanasema
Oh, sisi
sisi
hatupangwikwi.
atupangwikwi.
Okay.
They mean huwa wapangwi. That's
Oh,
what they say.
okay.
Wanajipanga, sio wanapangwa. Yeah.
Atupangwangi. Atupangiki.
Atupangwangwi. Atupangwangwi.
All right.
Yeah,
Thank you. It's also good to respect people in their space. It's courteous to let people invite you in their space. You don't get in their space and begin to show them how much they need you. At times, it sells you at a lower value when you offer yourself into the space and you want to make yourself the solution before even the problem arises. And so I think DP needs to go back to the drawing board and find out what he needs to get done. But whatever he's been blowing up is about to blow back. Well, Patriot, Give us one more something before we resign from here. I think tomorrow will be full studio. I'm sure that our timeline will have elapsed.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Thank you, Bernard. I think it's also important to observe and point out the following. For sure, the DP seems to be, doing his thing. He's playing his trumpet, and he has followers who are dancing to his tune. That's the truth. The truth be told. What was very critical for us and for Baba, for that matter, since we are just panelists here, is that Baba had no option other than going out to put a dent to the perception that the mountain is already taken. That be it as it may, there is something else that I think we must point out here, which I think is very important, and we must have we mentioned this. We've talked about this. We have alluded to this in the course of our discussion here before. There are two constituencies that are very critical for Baba to win the election. Too critical. That doesn't mean it is in exclusion of the others, but in the level of importance, this is a very, in my view, a very important area that requires a lot of synergies in terms of concentration and precision to see that he does it better than the way he's done it. One, the constituency of the mountain. That is a very serious demographic equation. Number two is the constituency of the Christian people. And that's what, in my view, stands between Baba and State House. He needs to scale down the people, the so-called Christians, those who subscribe to the ideology of Christianity. In my view, they are a very serious constituency that needs to be handled differently from the way Baba is handling other constituencies in terms of demographics. Then the mountain. And so far, he has done so well in as far as the mountain is concerned, and I expect him to do better. However, if I was to be his advisor, the Christian constituency, we've tried to pass this through them. The Christian constituency is a serious voting bloc that needs to be addressed, that needs to be listened to in a different way. It is just like one of those voting blocks that you look at, call it Western Rift Valley, Nairobi, or something. It is one of those additional constituencies that must be treated differently because of the perception, because of the demonization and the sloganeering around, the character of Baba, and in relation to Christianity. I think that is something that must be looked at from a very critical point, so that those who are conservative in mind and they have reservations to the leadership of Baba based on what has been smeared against him, that it should be something to be taken seriously with the Baba, group, to see that he gets the larger following back to him by preaching to them the message that they want to hear. Because truth be told, Bernard, there are people, you must play them reggae, but it must be reggae that has the message they want to hear, right? The message of unity is very critical. Yes, it has its own part, but you must, take it higher, a notch higher, by giving a special attention to the Christians. That when we were in Mount Kenya, I think that came up. We tried to see how this can be listened to. Of course, the undertones are there. But if this platform is listened by the Baba, arrangement team, what I will tell them, and I'll tell them just right on the face, they must treat the Christian bloc as a constituency. And I have no doubt that most of these guys went to school. No wonder the people who come from Nyanza, who represent the people of Nyanza in parliament, their titles are all, you know, starting with doctors. They are PhDs. They've gone to school. And this is something that they wouldn't want to, I wouldn't want to be taken to task to explain. There must be student of literature from the universities of Nairobi and others who must be able to understand that you must be able to read between lines. You must know that religion has a space in how people treat you. So sitting back to treat that as an ordinary ward level block in voting, that will not sit well in my view. And that is something that UDA have managed to run with. What is there between Baba and UDA in my view, Bernard, if I have to tell you? I think it is the demonization of Baba's character, nothing else. That must be dealt with. We cannot assume that everybody will be able to discern lies and propaganda. We must deal with that. It must be handled. It must be put to level. It cannot be assumed. When people call you names and others are not sure whether those are your names, you must go out to clear the air that those are not your names and prove that they are not. Otherwise, there will be those who will sit on the fence instead of folding to you. That will actually affect the voter turnout. It will affect those who will take a bullet for you, you know, who will take a bullet on behalf of you. We want people who can be your collateral. When the auctioneers are coming for your life, people will say, fine, Bernard is a great man. If this means it's Bernard, then I should be able to stand for him. We don't want people, when they hear their title deeds, their logbooks are required to release Bernard from the cells, from the judgment time, and the hammer of the judge is waiting to do that, and they say no. If it's Bernard, I am not sure whether I'll give my title deed. You know, if it's Bernard, but if Bernard came out with clarity and explain himself to these people who most likely are on the fence, then when that moment, the 11th hour, the moment to count on your friends and your people, you love everybody, and probably the collateral will be too much. Let the judge say the title deeds are enough. The logbooks, we don't need them. These are enough. That's what I'm talking about, because the presidency is not a joke to get it, and for sure the opportunity is there. The sky might not be the limit. After the mountain, of course, you realize it's not even a mountain once you are there. It's just as flat like any other place. It's only that in matters geography and altitude is a little bit higher, and the climate feeling is different. But when you go out there, it's not a mountain anyway. It's not. So I think the true mountain is the Christian constituency, in my view. That is another mountain that must be scaled, that must be understood. So my proposal that this, Bernard, if they are listening, and I'm sure they will, one, we need to have Christian forums that are supporting Baba, inviting Baba to do jigs that is purely Christian, right? Let him spend time to read the Bible. He's doing it, but he must do it constantly. You saw what the DB did at the coast. You know, to distance Baba from Christianity, he has gone to the extent of donating Bibles among himself. They might not read those Bibles, but the perception is probably Baba reads his Bible from the phone. Okay, just to say, but that is not, that might not be the truth. I'm sure Baba has a Bible, I'm sure Baba reads the Bible, and he could be the true Christian. And the rest, and I'm sure the rest are actually hypocrites who are the Pharisees who thinks that they know it. So until you demonstrate that for sure Christians are my true friends than the secular folks, you know, they are all my people, but I have space for God in my heart. To me, Bernard, that is where the story lies. Thank you.
Thank you, Patriot. I get that clearly, and I see where it's coming from, and it's. I would also say it's a created as a taken mountain, just like we are talking. The mountain was created that it has already been taken. Okay, this other side, it's also being given that as a perception. But from where I sit and the approach to respond to Baba's campaign strategy, he's an all-encompassing man, and his team need to do. And like we said, he has not started the campaign, so there is a lot to be done. I'm sure there is the Women League and the other guys that will take care of the. But for the stigma, I don't think it can stick that long. the team that is trying to stick it are too much in panic mode to sustain it. The more they try it, the more slippery it becomes. So I don't think they will go away with it. But let me respond to Simon Quendo. Bernard, it's today, not tomorrow. Thank you. I'm well guided. Today, not tomorrow. Thank you, Desai Ogada. Kraitu once said Baba is a terrible scheme and all his moves are well calculated. There is one Ruto that is stumbling block for one Ruto. Yes. Ruto sets up his stumbling block and stumbles on it. That is Kraitu's statement. Wycliffe Machora, guys, a big up. You all about discussion. The discussion is good for updating us. Thank you. We are sorry we didn't get time even to alert you guys, but we are sorting out everything. Will be full studio in no moment, and will bring you full length discussions that are extensive and conclusive. Ali Nuru Mohammed. Ruto will be our fifth president. Ruto will be our fifth president. Poor vote will fill his ballot. What do you mean by poor vote? or the poor will fill his ballot? They know who has been taking care of the poor all along. It's not the one. Eric Kimathi Baba should try and contain Luya coastal nation in his fold. The likes of Malala could easily split the Luya nation if Ruto nominates Mudavadi as his DP. Mount Kenya is unpredictable. Guided there, I believe is something to consider. I think we will discuss that. Patriot, you are very right. Thank you on the Christian vote block. It needs to be given required attention, not to be taken for granted. I agree. Nobody should be taken for granted on this one. We are fixing Kenya and we must fix it properly. So every nail matters, every joint matters, and every participant must be given equal share. And Baba's approach is he's looking for partners, not followers. And so let everybody count. I agree. Baba Limited by Azimio La Umoja. Baba is using gatekeepers, community leaders to communities to highlight their issues. That is a plus. Otieno Wycliffe, this time propaganda is not selling anymore, patriot. People have realized the truth. By the way, Baba, Ruto is only buying the church and he's not realistic. Okay, patriot, you respond to that. Let me finish. There's John Ongwano. Say, Baba, having been a lecturer, understands the mood of audience, hence knows when to unleash the word at the correct time. That's Baba, the 5th president. Martins Wilson Bernard wa Kenya, lazima tufunguke macho. Tumwake, what did you say? Tumweke Raila kwa maombi, hasa wakati huu kabla ya tarehe 10 Disemba. Yeye ndiye rais wetu wa 5. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I appreciate all of you guys for your continued support from Tembei TV and continued watching. We are only testing out today. We are not here to stay, but a full house studio will be resuming in no time. So be on the lookout. Yes, patriot. Baba should try and contain the Luya, Coastal, Nene, all that. I want you to respond to that as you emphasize on the Christian vote.
Well, that's very true. On the issue of strategy, I want to believe that the Luya and the coastal votes, Baba has a strategy. Those are his people. He knows how he's going to deal with that. That I am not worried, if you have to ask me. We talked about Mudavadi here. You remember my point that I raised. My contribution was to the affirmative that if UDA picked Musalia, it is true that we'll have quite a lot of divisive political bloc in as far as Western is concerned, and I still maintain so. I can see some people are bringing up that, but. Be it as it may, I want to still say that Baba knows what to do with the Luyas, the Luya bloc. He knows how to deal with the coastal bloc. I am not going to advise him on that, and I trust him. He is a man of strategy. The only thing that I want my brother there to understand, the one who has rebutted in what I say, one, he should know that. We are analytical supporters of Baba, and we do this with a lot of candid assessment. Because like some of us taking time and going to the battlefield, going to the battlefield and finding out what happens, it means there's something you're looking for. I was in Nyeri, as I mentioned here, and we can see, doing statistical data collection, you can hear what problem the people have in as far as Baba's character is concerned. And in this case, it is more overwhelming when you're talking about Mount Kenya votes, because this animated sloganeering of smearing Baba's character happens to be strong when they go to the mountain. They know, the UDA people know very well that the people who have doubts about somebody, those are the people who are receptive to ideologies that can be, that can easily be taken for facts when they are lies. But I agree with him. Kenyans who are well schooled, who understand things from a very neutral point, those are not the kind of people that I'm talking about. They understand, those they do. But we have these village people, the mamas who've never come to Nairobi. There are people who live in Nyeri and they've never stepped in Nairobi. People are surprised. We have people who live in the outskirts, countryside, Muranga, who do not even speak Kiswahili. Trust me, they are there. Those shows. When you go speak to them and you speak to them in a language they understand, the UDA using a local person to tell them how Baba is a demon, he doesn't go to church, he doesn't blah, blah, blah like that. You need to use, you know, the same sequence to actually bring this down. And in my view, words do not speak louder than actions. Actions do. So my assessment goes beyond just finding that as a fault line, but to also come up with solutions on how that can be done. Baba needs to have a group that will unite, him and his entrance with the government of heaven. You know, the constituency that defines Christianity. And here, I already know Bernard. You have a homework. This is where you belong, and others. And I am not worried about it. I'm only saying that is where we'll focus, and we will know what to do about that. And the most important thing is, when you identify a disease, it's like you've already solved the problem. The problem in diagnosis is when we try to find out what you'll be suffering from, only to find negative answers to the parameters of checks. But when we find that you have amoeba, there's typhoid, there could be combination of resistant malaria to that, we quickly know what kind of prescription we are giving. So in Baba, we have a prescription order that will come out of the diagnosis assessment that we have done. So we are happy to know what needs to be done. And where we have carried out diagnosis and given prescription, medication has responded well. So the Baba people should not worry to be told that Baba has been diagnosed with the diabetes. we know how to deal with that. So leave it within the doctors. But it's good that the family members know what kind of a condition their patient could be suffering from in the hands of a doctor. Yeah. Back to you, Bernard.
Thank you, Patriot. Before you go, and we are signing out, Kari's officials say, Patriot, what about the Muslims?
That's very nice. That's very good. Baba is not a Muslim. He has never prescribed to be one, right? And he's never been. Our Muslim brothers have no problem with Baba. They know him. They respect him. They know Muslims know Baba as a Christian. Baba is a Christian. What we are simply saying is he should come out to prove to the doubting Thomases, because even Jesus Christ, when Thomas looked at him and told him, my friend, I don't think you are the Jesus, you know? I mean, you are not the Jesus. Jesus did not say this is an idiot in you, and he just walked out to say, if you don't believe it, you were back, when I was in Yako. No, he knew that very well. His relationship and Thomas was critical. Alienua shati akasema shika hii mbavu hapa. You know, that's what we want Baba to do. Hiyo mbavu ambaye inaonyesha yeye ni yule ambaye anatarajia to save this country. The doubting Thomases who doubt his character, let him pull up his sleeves, let him unbutton, and the brothers who are doubting, let him touch the ribs to know that he is Baba who loves God and he trusts in him. That is what he needs to do. If Jesus did it, why wouldn't Baba do it? Because he trusts in God. So the Muslims are not saying that Baba must be a Muslim. It is the Christians, those who purport to be better Christians, who are fighting Baba. So, and I think that is the point that must be addressed, and it will be addressed. And I'm sure Baba sings very well in choir. He will read the Bible to people. We want to dance with him. We want pastors like Bernard to invite Baba to dance the whole day to the musics of the day, read the scripture, let him give sadaka, let him give all these things, and we will do it. We will explain to people why Baba was not coming out openly, because he's not a person who brags about his father. He's a father who is a father to us, who respects the order of life. And for sure, it is our duty to explain to this voter, for this bloc that has votes, because these guys, they have the votes, and we don't want them to be confused. Just like one person said, we are going for a woman you want to marry, and there is somebody who is taking a lot of lies there. He says, you don't have a car, you don't know how to drive, please drive your Mercedes there, you know, take your Mercedes there, take her to the best hotel, leave her with a very good change. Ile pesa itamchanganya na unamwambia hiyo ni tutaongea kesho vile itatumika, you go back, the person will be destroyed. But when you don't do that, you'll always say ni mtu broke, and that will be sustained, you lose the cat. Thank you. That's very nice.
You're letting the cat out of the sack. But thank you, Patriot. Thank you so much.
To say something before
Martin, Polycarp.
Yes.
Ngoja dakika moja. Martins Wilson says tufanye nini sote tuelekee Kasarani tuwe wengi kuliko siku ya inauguration of the people's president. Njia zote zikaelekee huko, ndio maana Mudavadi ameanza kutisha mashule wasitoe magari ashindwe. What is the problem? Okay, thank you. We hear you, Martins. We'll be in Kasarani, don't worry, and make sure you are there. And Nairobi ni yetu. To feel Kasarani is not a big problem for us, in my opinion. Linet Kadua, Mount Kenya, twaomba sisi hatutaki uchawi. Okay. Sisi Uhuru Park mtajiapisha tena kama tamaa ilimshinda fisi basi nyinyi. Okay, we hear you, Linet Kadua. We have George Kakure. He says Baba needs support of Kalonzo Mudavadi Ifa. Sorry, where is that? I've lost it. But you get the point. I say Baba needs the support of Kalonzo and Mudavadi if he has to win the elections. That's what he thinks. And then I don't want to get into the exchange between you guys, but I appreciate all of you for your comments and all that. There was one guy was complaining about the super chat. Do something about it. I think it's working. People are chatting. So just check it from your end. You will be able to exchange with those that are chatting on the whatever, or on the YouTube channel. I appreciate you so much. Let's hear from Polycarp. Polycarp, unasemaje?
Better just have some few comments kidogo tu. Number one, if you look into it, actually it's not easy. Patriot has talked about it, and very few people will come to know the truth before the truth has been subjected to them. But how do we want to penetrate until everyone in the mountain comes to realize that whatever which has been said about Baba is not true? Number one, he talking about, you know what, our mountain are very religious, truth be told. Very, very religious. And when you look at them, irrespective of different denominations, but you must go into that place and you find that they have a church. Then, how do you want to meet these people? For the past all those years, they have believed mganga, mtu mwenda jui Mungu. Unaona? Yes, that is a fact, and we cannot run away from it. Number two, they have already ever known Baba is bad. Within a span of 1 year will not be enough to change everyone to know that Baba was good. Whatever there's been, which was being said about him was not true. What do we need to do? Actually,
Polycarp,
yes.
Polycarp,
Yeah.
sorry for it. It's not my manners to do this. I'm sorry, if you may allow me.
It's okay.
There is thank you for allowing me. There is something that is not right and correct. I beg to differ. and I want to digress with that quite immediately before you go far. Baba has scaled the mountain less than 2 months compared to the 4-5 years UDA has been sowing the seed of discourse in the mountain. The science is science is based on data, and you can only believe data, in my view, if it meets the scientific threshold. If it is scientifically merited, then that is how we look at things. And I want to say this very quickly as I let you continue. Baba has been able to scale the mountain in the speed that is not comparable to the 4-5 years that UDA and their leadership have tried to demonize Baba in the mountain. So what am I trying to say? If 2 months has given Baba 30% of the mountain, okay, and five years he's giving somebody 56%. So there is a sequence there. There is a rationale of scientific reasoning that tells you that this one, if we can do this for 30, for you can do 2 months, that much that gives him 30%. The 1 year is too much. That's what I'm trying to say. The 1 year is too much. Okay, back to you, Polly.
But the reason why I'm saying this, I want us to live with the reality. And to me, I want, my prayer is that even after the election, we should always remain in such a way the narrative that has already been created should ever disappear. And how do we want to do this? There must be a better way on how to spread the gospel. Meet the people at the grassroots, as you've already said. Unaona? Because we want it at 100%. I don't want 30. To me, my prayer is that we want it 100%, and not only for today, and not only for election, but forever.
And now, Polycarp,
yes.
You know, you're a very intelligent person.
Now you guys, you are stretching this show beyond where it's supposed to go.
Just give us time, kidogo, Bernard.
Hold on. You have even taken over your chairing and exchanging it with each other. Hiyo ndio sheria ya kwanza mmevunja. Ya pili, I want us to keep it within the required limits. Everything is in its preliminary, okay? The formation is taking place. Patriot has said the information is based on data. You are saying you're talking reality. What the other reality is beyond data? So that has sorted itself out. Let's relax. Another thing, there is I am a church minister, so my business is dealing with people. The hardest thing is trying to get people to change their mind about you. Don't even attempt it. Leave it the way it is. Live your life right. You will prove them wrong with time. So let Baba be president. Any person that called him anything, after 5 years, they will change their mind. But trying to send him to explain himself, it will even be more complicated and complicate that journey to State House. I will not recommend that for anything. Let the sleeping dog lie. Let whoever wants to believe whatever they want to believe. But we know that the character of a person will be constant. The people who are acting are the ones that have a problem because they have to put on a certain look in a certain way in order to be accepted. But if you are yourself in the dark as you are in the light, you don't have anything to hide. And that sells you better. And that gives you credibility. And you have nothing else to explain.
Bernard. This one, I respect your position, Bernard. I do, and you always know you're my friend. But on this one, let's differ. Let's agree to differ. And that, I'm not going to convince you, but for the sake of record, let's have a digression of opinion. And by the way, Bernard, I always know that your opinion is always considered. I get you. But why I want to put this one very quickly, and of course we extended this because Tony is back, so you're not going to end it this soon. We might be having here some 20 minutes. Let me just take 2 minutes quickly, Bernard, before I let my brother finish, and then you control it back to where it is. This issue that I'm talking about is very serious, and it's only that we can't speak to the depth of this here, Bernard. But the point is this, and you saw me dwelling so much on the parables. We are talking about political competition. We are not talking about political competition that comes in yearly. It's not perennial. You know, this is something that if you lose, you go out for 5 years. You know, the thing, in my view, as I said, that's what happened even in the US. Tony can agree with me. The Christian following is a constituency in itself. That is why in the Azimio la Umoja, Baba has divided Kenya into regions. He went to Nyanza, he went to the northern part of Rift Valley, he went to the coast, went to the mountain, there's Nairobi, and there's everywhere. I just beg to differ by saying Baba must treat the Christian community as a constituency. Yeah, I might not have the solution on how to deal with that, but it's a political concern that he must know how to deal with that. But if I might give a tips of the iceberg on how to do that, Bernard, it is true that Baba does not require to go out there and explain himself. We will do that in actions. There's a way that is going to be done. I don't mean that he goes out to say, oh, I'm like, no. Of course, that if that is the way, it will go the way you are saying. There's a way it will be done. I don't want to spill that because we might be part of the solution. So we will deal with that, but it's an issue that must be addressed. Thank you.
I agree. I agree, and I know and hear you clearly, and that is taken care of. It will be taken care of conclusively. Tony, how are you?
Hello, how are you doing?
You're doing good. It's been long. I can see your prophet is right there with you.
Yes, my junior is over here with me, and he's curious. You know, like son, like dad. So anyway, I want to say hi to everyone in here today, and it's glad to see you guys. So basically, in fact, I've been on the ground and I've been running, meeting the people tour. That's the reason why I've not been able to be online, because in the villages, the net is so down, you know, can't just stay online. You know, perhaps is the reason why we want to come to leadership, so that we can at least fight for, you know, the net to be on the face of the world in the villages. Yeah. So basically, I can say I'm glad the way Baba is going on with the campaigns, and he's really taking roots. I agree with my brother.
Tony, just 1 minute, one moment. Sorry to cut you. I want to respond to something. Desai Ogada, you need my number. Use that link, get into the studio. There is a private chat where we can exchange numbers. You click on the link, it will take you to the studio. When you get to the studio, get to the private place where I can give you my number. Please do that if you can get me. Desai Ogada. Thank you. The link I've shared on Tembe TV, click on it, get in the studio. You will get my number at the private chat. Thank you. Tony, carry on.
Yes, as I said, thank you. You know, I'm grateful the way Baba is going on around the country with his Simio la Umoja. And basically, my view is that he is, you know, is getting in touch with the roots of the people, you know, especially different parts of the country because of the different interest in different regions, especially the central province, which is really very key to the elections of this country. Now, let me comment something my brother Patriot was commenting about the evangelical constituent, which is very important. You know, I have a different view about faith and Christianity as such, especially when politicians come to say that they profess Christianity as such, because there is soberness of faith and there is also the hyper part, the hyperness, you know, of faith, when it comes like you think like you can take advantage of the people's faith so that you can just sway them to your side. And that is why you see many people who claims that to be Christians or can even carry Bibles to the church, or they can rehearse some verses of the Bible, and then when they go to the house of God, they want to pretend that they are part of it. If you look to the deputy president, when he goes, if he goes to the Israel, he kind of dresses like the people, and he tries to cut the cross like the people. If he goes to the Catholics, he tries to pretend that he understands how the mass goes. If he goes to Seventh Adventist, he does the same. You can't be everything like that. Just be yourself and say you're a Christian, and then you can just, you don't want just to dress just like the people, or outwardly to look like them, because that's who you cannot be. Every faith, every religion, you have to choose one. That's why I say soberness of faith is very important. Just like I can say, you know, you can't get so much excited and then you start making promises, even in serious lifestyles. So I want to say that some mature Christians, mature in quotes, in terms of the faith that stays, not the faith that goes with season. They understand what faith is really. It's not a one day thing. It's not a one word thing. It's an historical journey. That's what maintains a person, just like a person, a character. In leadership, we want people who have the character that stays. And if you see the history of Raila Amolo Odinga, generally speaking, it's yeah, yeah. So if you really look at the way the deputy president works in his way of life, truthfully speaking, he hopes here and there. He hopes here and there. And it really doesn't make a lot of maturity in terms of the faith or the leadership that stays. Because if you look at the political life he has lived, yesterday is the one who was is the father and the founder of Jubilee. Today is the founder of UDA. Tomorrow, what is he gonna be? But look at Baba. He's the father of ODM, and he's at least trying to fight for the same cause that he started ODM, the aim of ODM. Yeah. So, basically speaking, I can say that the overall analysis of how political life goes in our country, we truly need leaders who are mature in terms of their policies and the way they live their life, their political life. So for me and for Baba, of course, you know, and I'm seriously a candidate. I've been on the ground and I've tested the waters. My campaign is on. I want you guys to pray for me. and also anybody from Kitutu Masaba who is a fan over here should be as good as you guys to support me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Tony, and we wish you the best. You are owing you a show. We are owing you a show, so prepare yourself and let us know when you can be on this channel and answer the people for you said Nyari Parichacha. Kitutu Masaba.
Kitutu Masaba, yeah.
Yeah, Kitutu Masaba. So we will oblige you a show, I think, in the course of this week, if you are available. You are on our WhatsApp group?
I'm not sure, but you have my number. Why can't you just give me a private call?
Okay, I'll give you a call and then we will arrange for the show. But,
okay.
Let's make Kenya great. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Patriot, we need to get out of here. Could you help me answer this question? I don't understand. What was Ndidi Nyoro talking about school? I'm not aware. I thought Ndidi Nyoro was talking about Baba carrying people to Nyeri. To me, it looked very, very awkward for me, so I didn't take much interest in it. Because how do you carry those kind of people? I mean, how many buses will you use? Unmute.
Has been away from for quite a while. Can you confirm those schools that Nyoro mentioned are maybe in Tanzania? So the point is this, Bernard.
Yes.
Baba does not even know the cost of fueling a bus in the first place. He doesn't know. Baba does not know the cost of fueling a school bus. So for you to imagine, that Baba, I was in Nyeri, there was nothing like that. The buses that were there, the matatus, ni ile ilibeba watu kutoka kwa nyumba zao, kwa tao kukuja pale. And then those are Nyerians. You know, there was no Nyango there. The only thing that happened is that Ida was given a new name. She was called Nyawira, so a woman of work, you know, and we technically left Ida in the mountain. So I didn't see us taking Atienos there and the Onyangos or whatever. And the women that I saw there looking at their morphological appearances, they were all from the mountain. So the buses were carrying who to where? Because had there been a bus, Bernard, I wouldn't have spared. I would have saved so much money instead of going with my private means that I spend so much. I would have hiked that bus, by the way, had it been there. Unfortunately, those are imaginations of Ndindi Nyoro, and to me, that answers one thing. That tells you one thing, Bernard. It tells you that the UDA have no answer as to how Raila had a very successful rally in the mountain. Yeah, that's literally what it means. Because if Bernard, somebody thinks that you are so eloquently spoken, I mean, you speak so eloquently, you know, the way you do, and he says, this person went to Harvard University and yet you went to Makerere, what it means, the person doesn't know you. He appreciates that you are knowledgeable, you went to school, but he doesn't know the school that you went to. So here, what we can discern from this is that the UDA are worried of the numbers that turned out for the Baba rally in the mountain. And they are trying to find a reason, which to me, the concentration should go to their concern. It's a confirmation that the mountain was a very successful audience to Baba over the weekend. And it's true that it has gone into their nerves. Their research is only based on pettiness and shallow-minded, copy pasting from their tactics, because they think the way they ferry people, Baba did the same thing. Where were those buses? I didn't see them for sure. And if we have to be very honest, I think I'm happy that they are panicking. That's to me what is important. Why must they explain? People must come with some means must be used for people to come. But the most important thing, Bernard, as I finish, is that the people who are there were not from Nyanza. If we ferried them from Muranga to Nyeri, then that is one side of the mountain to the other, which is okay to me.
Okay, thank you. But there was some kind of a ceremony. You remember the exchange of the food between the Luo food and the Kikuyu food, and had that mama ceremony.
That was Dedan Kimathi's university ground. I'm aware of that. I was there.
Yeah.
That I was there. I saw it.
So that did not warrant the availability of the mamas from the lake.
No, no. Oh my goodness. We what happened is this, for the sake of explanation, what happened is this, and even those who are propelling these lies, they know they are giving lies. The issue was this. The food that came from the lake cannot be equated to be people. You know what was brought from the lake is fish. What came from the lake was fish and food. If transporting food in any way means carrying people in buses, then I'm sorry to say, then let that stand to be, because what I saw, kuna samaki ilipeanwa, lazima ilikuja with some means, definitely. Kama walileta mabasi zikabeba samaki, then I can agree, because fish came from the lake. But as far as people are concerned, Luos are not carried in buses, for your information. On a light note, they are carried in Mercedes and the V8s. If they are V8s, I saw them, but buses, no. What came from the lake, for sure, Bernard, it was fish, and you know that fish. Kuna ile vikapu hiyo na hiyo mbuta, kuna ile tilapia, whatever. That's what was given. But the rest who received that fish are the mountain dwellers who received that. So did we take them to Kisumu with the buses and brought them with samaki? No, that's not what happened. So even the way they're explaining, it's not sustainable. Yeah, so that's what I would say about it.
The UDA propagandist is running out of options, so let's ignore them there. I don't think they are any. They have anything, cause and it's something that is really worrying, in the sense that they have a lot to respond to with very little to use, and so they either change tag or they will be overwhelmed. If you can't beat them, you join them. So I don't see them go far with whatever approach they are trying to use. Okay, there is so seeing a bus in Nyeri, that the bus comes from Diwa Secondary or whichever, it's a means of transport. It doesn't have to transport the people. The person known for paying people to attend their meetings and ferry people from one location to another to fill the ground for them to address are unknown. And so if you want to make confession, let us know you're making confession. But accusing the other person for what you are doing is insincere. And that is what I'm finding very difficult to stomach, especially from a young mind of a young politician like Ndidi Nyoro. He should outgrow that and just be sober for once.
Bernard, before I let Tony comment, there was something I forgot as a matter of evidence also. The pictures that they used in social media to claim that those are stranded people from Nyanza. That picture was taken at night at Nyeri Sports Club, when people were waiting for vehicles to align themselves as we were leaving the sports club. That was at night, and it was taken in Nyeri Sports Club outside the parking, you know, and people are enjoying to talk to each other as drivers are arranging to carry their people. Oh, that's where it was taken. That was not stranded. Baba spoke up to past midnight. So it is true that people were there, but the venue is they are cooking it. That was at Nyeri Sports Club after Baba had finished talking, after we had dinner, and we had a very nice night. There was a lot of tunes of dances. That was something. I even corrected that on the social media when I saw it. I actually clarified that that was a picture that was taken at Nyeri Sports Club when people are waiting for their cars, because cars cannot just move. It's not just a field. Lazima magari zipangane mkitoka, and people were because they were parked at the golf course. So cars, as they were coming, you wait for your car as you move on. So people are doing exchange of photos there. Somebody must have taken that from there. Yes.
Okay, thank you, Patriot. Tony, please, let's call it a day. Talk.
Yes, I think let me comment about the buses and the people from Nyanza going to the central province to support Raya. You know, in any civilized or any modern way of doing campaigns, or even any project as such, there is a structure that is laid down. There is the support group that has to accompany the candidate to wherever he goes to show there is a support from the grassroots. There's nothing wrong for a group of mamas or wazees from Luoland to follow their son wherever he goes and to show support from the grassroots. And that's why I think we are a traditional and African people. We have cultures. The cultures of the Luo and the central province people is very different. So that's why you saw the baskets over there with some samake as their way of life. And they're trying to say that, of course, the mountain has reached the rivers flown to the mountain. And of course, people from the lake, they live besides fish as their staple food. And those exchanging cultural bubbles is one of the our ways of life. And those who went there to support Papa, of course, you could see it is a reality that he has support from the ground. What's wrong with that? That is when you really speak of serious leadership and being real in life. If you look at the way the deputy president goes, sometimes you never see his people going with him. They have only set him like a dog, a biting dog, just go to the forest and hunt that deer and come back with it. So they do not show what kind of support he has from the ground. And that is dangerous because when time comes, if they have to sit on the power sharing table, you will see people fighting that we are the owners of this cake and we have to get the bigger cake. And that is the danger. That's the danger of the deputy president just using other people to propel himself to power without really noting what his grassroots wants out of this deal. Yeah, where Kina Murkomen and Kina Sudi, but how you think when they're gonna share the cabinet positions if he so wins? Will they allow other people from South Nyanza or from Coast or from Central Province to take the positions? Really? You kidding me? That is the kind of leadership which is really automatically lies to the people. Those people will not accept. So anyway, let me say that with a lot of respect, of course, I respect the deputy president, and this is politics. There is no love affairs here, romance here. This calculated, and every region has to calculate well on what it wants from the national cake. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Tony. Patriot,
My parting shot is this. I think Tony has actually put the matter to rest well. I must admit that there was a bit of excitement in my rebuttal that I actually missed that point, Tony, but it's good that you have really put it correctly. And so as I conclude, I just want to amplify what Tony has said. For sure, it is true that that was a cultural event. I'm very sorry that I didn't emphasize that. That was a cultural event that was between the lake and the mountain. So when Arsenal and Manu are playing, for sure, you will see Arsenal supporters and Manu supporters coming from one place to the other. There is home and away. So at some point, the Mount Kenya people went to the lake, and this time round, the people of Nyanza came to have that united completion of their cultural event that culminated in the ground where the story happened over the weekend. That is Dedan Kimathi's ground at the University of Dedan Kimathi. That's very true. So that I had overlooked, but the truth is, if that is what really happened, and if that's what was meant to happen, then Tony is very right that for you to show that support, for you to give that exchange the value that it requires, you will have Wazes traveling, from your background and coming over, so that it doesn't look like it's an elite, subject. It is a matter that required. You have to assist people to travel from one place to the other. If the buses belong to the Nyanza people and the parents of those kids, they are the people who own the cost of running a school, including buses. I want to believe there was nothing wrong about that. And now that it wasn't a rally, I actually agree. So Tony was right. I think he put it into context. So I want to do my last statement by saying this, Bernard. We have a serious battle ahead of us. It is not too late, but it's also not too early to think we have time on our side. The time is actually running out, and but I believe in the planning of Baba. Raila is a serious strategist. You can get this from the words of Kiraitu. Baba is a strategist. You listen to the daughter when she speaks, you will understand that even themselves, they get surprised to watch on TV that Baba has done a handshake without them even knowing. He's a serious man who comes in with surprise, and he knows when to bite, he knows when to blow, he knows when to take it cold and when to take it warm. I am one person who trusts the Baba's strategy. I do believe, but that doesn't mean that we cannot, see some of the areas that are gray that needs to be pointed out, and that is the reason of being supporters of him. A genuine person will always help you, give you credit where you've done well, but also point out to the areas that you need to improve on. I want to end by saying, may the Almighty God take care of Baba in as far as his health is concerned, because we need him. Whatever he's doing for this country, he's doing for the younger generation, he's doing for our children. And we for sure want to see Baba live with strength beyond tomorrow to see, the better tomorrow for our country. Because without that, I am not sure how tomorrow will be. And I want to tell Kenyans that in Baba's hands, the lives of your children, leave alone your life, will be safe. You will know that you have a person who will, take you through the blowing and the storm in the sea. You will actually make it to the shores. Baba's hands are the safe hands for this country. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Patriot. Thank you, Patriot. Thank you, Tony. Probably we will part on this one. Ndindi Nyoro is a destiny can't be postponed. Is one of our guys who are following. He says Ndindi Nyoro is bitter for Baba using buses to ferry his people because he thinks Ruto is the only one who donates buses to schools. He doesn't want anyone to use them. So Ruto is a selfish man. Thank you very much. Destiny can't be postponed. I appreciate you guys. George Kagure, we appreciate you. He says, Patriot, the point is there were buses. Yes, for the cultural festival, the cultural night, which is allowed. What is wrong with that? It was not ferrying people to attend a rally. They had come to attend a cultural, the Luo Kikuyu cultural night at Kimathi University. So I don't see why we should make a big deal out of it. And school buses crisscross this country all the time. When DP was in Kakamega, there was a line of yellow buses all over, ferrying people from wherever to be in his meeting. Well, let's just face it. We are in that campaign season, and you would want to smear other people, but let's do it with modest. Let's do it with understanding that we have a country to take care of. Dennis Ondiek, thank you so much. Arwanda Junior, thank you so much. I appreciate you for making time. This was half studio. We are coming back full studio later on in the day, so you can prepare and be here. We'll discuss this at length and other matters that will arise. In case you are an aspirant like Tony, we are offering a show for you to talk to your constituents. You just need to get in touch with us. Then we will line up that show for you. Otherwise, keep it Mtembei TV. Make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell so that anytime we come live, you will be notified. But big things are coming your way. Make every effort to be part of the right history of this country. Don't be here to be part of the problem. Be here to be part of the solution. God bless you. I'll see you in a short while.